Hello to all my aspiring and current professional speakers out there. This is Vincent Phipps, CSP, Certified Speaker Professional, owner of Communication VIP Training and Coaching, and the air conditioner just came on, but I don't care. I'm going to keep doing this recording anyway. If you are an aspiring or a professional speaker and you're wanting to get paid, booked, and rebooked, you've got to understand how to make your message true. Here's what I mean by true. T.R.U.E. These are 4 components that should encapsulate your key message. So when someone asks you, what do you do? What do you talk about? What's your message? You have to have an answer that incorporates these 4 components called true. The T stands for targeted. You've got to know your niche. You've got to have a specific audience that can separate you from all of the wannabes out there who are calling themselves professional speakers. For example, if you are a motivational speaker or if you do customer service, who doesn't? You need to be specific. So instead of saying, I talk to others about customer service, you need to say, I talk to plumbers who want to make sure that their customers keep coming back and also are comfortable with increased fees, and they will pay them with a smile. Now notice how I just narrowed my niche. That can work for engineers or for mechanics. It doesn't matter. When you specify your industry, you develop your niche and you know exactly who you're talking to. The R stands for rational. You've got to have a message that solves a problem. You've got to identify how your information resolves somebody's pain. So for example, instead of saying, I help young people feel better about themselves, that's an ambiguous statement that is going to be hard to prove. But if you say, my audience are high school seniors who are wanting to go to college, who don't have the money, who want to graduate from college in 4 years with at least a 3.0 GPA. That is a specific message. Now you do your research, you identify the need, you identify those who want to go to school, you have a specific industry. If there are young people that want to go travel, that's not your audience. If there are young people who want to go to the military, that's not your audience. If you want to go to young people who want to get a degree in something outside of your expertise, you are wanting to identify a key message of what solves a problem. The U stands for unique. You've got to identify how your message makes a positive difference for others, but it has to come from a place of uniqueness. For example, when I talk about motivation or attitude, I talk about my family, how I come from a genre of awesome butt kickers, how getting things done is part of my DNA. I talk about my mother, who was part of the 1960 sit-in that led to desegregate downtown Chattanooga. I talk about my father, who was the first African-American to receive a ticket inside of the then segregated Tivoli Theater in 1959 at the age of 15. I talk about my grandmother, Jessie Phipps, who was the very first African-American female to have her own cosmetology license and store. I talk about my second mom, Ola Phipps, who was the very first African-American female to have a pest-controlled operating company. You've got to identify what makes you unique. You don't have to have been swallowed by a whale or survived on a desert island for 15 years by yourself on only coconut water. You've got to find something about your life that makes you unique to share this information. And number 4 is expertise. You can't be just a regular person. You got to be a regular person who's done some work, who's done some effort, who's put in some time, who's done some research, who's made the commitment, who's put in the sacrifices. For expertise, it can be things like this: your degrees, books you've read, experiences you've had that are unique to your industry, any type of training that you received. You just can't be another person up there spouting your opinion. People and your audiences and your clients, they don't care about just you. They care about how what you can share can take away their pain. They don't care about your story. They care about how your story can help them resolve an issue. They don't care about your success or your failures. They care about how your success or failures help them alleviate a pain that is denying them opportunity that they feel they deserve. So remember, when you talk about your messages as a keynote speaker, as a trainer, as a coach, you want to make sure that you incorporate these 4 components of true. Number 1, is it targeted? Number 2, is it rational? Does it solve a problem? Number 3, is it unique to you? And number 4, what expertise can you share that makes you unique in that perspective to share that topic? So remember, when you give a presentation, if it ain't true, it ain't you. Go out, be forth, be awesome, and make sure that your messages are always true. If you found this video helpful, please click the thumb on our video, then click subscribe. As soon as you do, ring the bell. You'll get updated on all of our content for our latest tools in your own professional development.